What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Bucco Territory, presented to you by the Foul Territory Network. I am Noah Hiles, your host, and as always, joining me are my co-hosts, Jay Hay, a.k.a. Josh Harrison, and Mark, a.k.a. Platinum Key. Fellas, Happy New Year. How we doing today?
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
2026 came a little quicker than I was expected.
Real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. The Pirates should be happy that 2026 has finally arrived because 2025 was not a good year for the Buccos. And on this episode, we're going to talk about how 2026 can be a better year. And it will be the New Year's resolution episode of Bucco Territory. But before we give our own Pirates New Year's resolutions, we want to take a quick break to hear from our show's sponsor. This episode is sponsored by So Many Angels, a nonprofit founded by local photographer Matt Myers that provides free professional photo experiences for children facing cancer and other life-altering medical diagnoses. Their photo sessions are designed to help kids see themselves as strong, confident, and heroic. The next Pittsburgh experience is February 1st, and they're currently looking for families who could benefit. Visit SoManyAngels.org to learn more, share the link, or find ways to support this incredible Pittsburgh nonprofit. That's SoManyAngels.org. All right, New Year's resolution time. Guys, before we dive in also, are either of you big New Year's resolution guys? No?
Not really.
No.
Just live it every day.
Yeah.
I do
change, you don't have to wait.
Exactly.
Right.
I do like to set a list of goals for myself every year, like right after the day after Christmas. I kind of sit down on my notes app and just think of like goals that I want to achieve. I wouldn't say they're resolutions. It's more just like, let's see what I can, accomplish in the next year, which I think is more of what this show is for the Pittsburgh Pirates as well. Obviously, a resolution means that you're having to make a big change, and they do have to make big changes, but all of these changes should go toward one thing, and that's just being a better organization, one that competes and gets to the postseason. So I'll start off with mine first here, and then you guys can follow me. I want to stay off the field for a minute, and my Pirates New Year's resolution should be better rhetoric from the organization. That starts from the guy at the very top, Bob Nutting, to Travis Williams, to Don Kelly, to the players, to everyone involved with the Pittsburgh Pirates. There needs to be different messaging. I personally think less is more. When you've lost this consistently for this long, you've said everything that you can potentially say, right? There's no other way to frame it by just simply going out there and saying, we need to be better, and this is the year where we have to show it. That's it. That's all you really have to say. I think that's the way you go about it here. You look at this past year, there were a lot of quotes that did not age well from Pirate Fest, from spring training, from the regular season, just winning on the margins, all of those things. You don't need a catchy catchphrase. You don't need
talk is
cheap. Yeah, you don't need to have a whole bunch of conviction. You just need to just say, look, it's going to be different this year, and we have to prove it to you. That's all it has to be. And I think that can also be the rhetoric here. If there are any other off-field blunders, right? God forbid we see another Bucco Bricks or a Surfside or anything like that. But if that is the case, just simply say, hey, we messed up, rather than fighting against the idea that, the Pirates stepped in it again, by simply just saying it happened. We need to be better. Let's move on. It might just go better overall. So guys, I'll let you both weigh in on my take now. Just better overall rhetoric. And again, it's not necessarily just on off the field stuff. It's just overall the term talk is cheap. People seemingly get mad at this franchise every time it decides to say anything. So by simply keeping it short, sweet, and to the point, our focus is on winning, and let that be what determines, how people handle or view your organization.
Exactly.
I think that might be the move to go here.
Yeah, just understanding that you're communicating with a fan base that's had years, decades of pent-up frustration. Josh referenced it a couple episodes back, talking actually on the Bucco banner. podcast you appeared on, you referenced that 2013 playoffs, that was just the culmination of all this frustration in that fan base. And I think that's what this year is for the Pirates again. And I think the fans can sense that we're getting back to competition, to being a competitive baseball club. So acknowledging that, communicating with confidence when you're talking with the fans, and acknowledging that, yeah, we messed up when it happens, and just we're going to correct it rather than lingering on it, rather than just constantly belaboring the point almost. Just accept it and move on.
Yeah, or by anytime there's a mess up where, oh, well, look at the things we have done right. No one wants to hear that. No one wants to hear. When you're in the wrong, the worst thing you can do is highlight all of the good things you've done. Right, yeah, when you piss off your significant other, the worst thing you can do is tell them all of the great things you've done in the past.
Yeah.
Right? It's more just saying, hey, we screwed up, we're going to be better next time, and then you show how you're going to be better through your actions. That's kind of the approach that needs to be taken. And to their credit, I think so far this offseason, that's what it's been. There has been a lot of talk about how they're all in, and they've made some big moves. We still haven't, at the time of this recording, seen them spend substantial money to where their payroll is going to, exceed what we thought it would be heading into the year.
The Bucco bricks will return to fans. The replica bricks.
They've done everything right up to this point. But when something inevitably goes wrong, rather than highlighting the fact that you just signed Ryan O'Hearn, that you traded for Brandon Lau, like those are things you're supposed to do. So just take accountability when you mess up and keep pressing forward.
Well, to go off of that, the rhetoric, I agree that it's something that not just the Pirates, just sports in general, but when you're dealing with the Pirates, that's one of the things that's always been a big divide between not only the front office and the fans, but also front office and players. Because you in that clubhouse, you're putting on a uniform, you know what your job is every day to go out there, compete, do what you're supposed to. But we all got, MLB trade rumors, you got MLB Network, you got, you're seeing different articles, you're seeing things that are said, and there are some things that are said that in the clubhouse, everybody's like, man, that's not what they said to us, or vice versa. Yeah. And sometimes, that might be a little bit more than what they said when it's like, you know what, as you said, they've had this whole talk is cheap thing, to where they, as you said, let your actions prove it. And a lot of that is going to be felt by not only the fans, but it'll be felt by the players. Because at the end of the day, anybody can get up there and talk and say, oh, we did this, we did that. But at the end of the day, the ones that are putting on a uniform can tell if you're backing up your words, and the ones that are coming and supporting in the stands, they can tell, okay, they said this one year, but they've been saying it for the past 15 and nothing's changed. Yep. So to your point, I agree. Less is more. Don't say what you're going to do, because over the past years, you've said what you're going to do and haven't done it. So time is don't say it, just do it.
Earn your attaboys. Earn your pats on the back. Don't do it for yourself. So that's it. Just better overall rhetoric as far as communicating with fans, communicating with players, communicating when you mess up, and even communicating when you don't mess up. Just be better on how you communicate. And then when things go well, then you get your flowers. You don't get them until then. Josh, what's your New Year's resolution?
New Year's resolution would be taking care of the fundamentals. And I'm going on the field, because we sit here and we talk about the game, sports, or won and lost on margins. And sometimes those margins are also won and lost on fundamentals, small things that we teach at a young age that get overlooked. And when you got an organization like the Pirates, who has not spent a lot of money to per se put the best product on the field, you cannot overlook how important it is to have fundamentals, no matter who your team is. But when you don't put the best team out there, you really can't overlook it. But this offseason, obviously right now where we stand, they've made some good moves and looking to maybe add a few more. But I think you really need to hit home to say, just because we've made moves to make our team better doesn't necessarily make us better. It's got to start from the minute that we go to spring training all the way, to our prep work, early work, whatever the case may be. Fundamentals are something that you look at the team every year that wins the World Series. There's something within that season or that the fundamentals really shined. There are certain things. We look at the World Series with the Blue Jays and the Dodgers. Ball gets caught under the fence. Fundamentals, we talk about it. Put your hands up. It ends up being a double where you don't talk about those fundamentals in a game. Oh, you go reach for the ball. We're taught as soon as you reach, they're going to keep running. And not saying that that wins and loses game, but that can be a prime example. Oh, not running the ball out, not beating out a double play. Oh, knowing where to be on cuts and relays, pitchers backing up on, balls in the gap. These fundamentals are things that we sit here. I don't like to sit and compare of what we did back in the past, because all sports, baseball, everything is always ever changing. But the fundamentals of sports is something that should always be honed on. And I think that's what we gotten away from, because obviously with Pittsburgh not winning, how the fans would have liked them the past couple of years, we're so focused on who's on the field and what product is being put on the field, where regardless of what product's on the field and who's on the field, make sure we hitting those fundamentals and making sure that anytime those games are in those small margins, that we come up on top. And with the moves that they made this offseason and looking to make, I think if you continue to hit that and make this team better, who knows what 2026 could hold. We might be looking at the NL Central Division champs. We might be looking at a wild card. Who knows? But I do know that it will be a better product and a better team than what's been put forth.
I will say, I mean, PNC Park, probably more so than a lot of other ballparks, you can steal a few wins if you know how to play that park well, right?
Yes.
With the alleys, just with
First
the
to
way
third,
the light, first
all
to
off
third,
the
like with
ball
the
hit
way the
off the
light
Clemente
shines off of it.
wall.
Yeah, there's my dumb webcam. We don't have to cut this out. That's my New Year's resolution, is to find a way to stop this from zooming in every time I talk with my hands. I'm part Italian. Give me a break. No, but in all seriousness, yeah, there are certain advantages you can gain by playing every single ballpark, right? Like, people who play left field a ton know how to play left field in Boston a little bit differently than other
Yes.
parts.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and PNC Park is a place where, yes, if you learn how to take advantages, get good reads off of balls and alleys, if you know where to be properly lined up, if something's hit shallow, right? Didn't you guys grow out the grass pretty
I
high
was
back
just
in
saying,
your day?
I don't know what it's like now, but the grass was so thick.
Yeah.
We knew, hey, we had an opportunity to take first and thirds. Man on second,
Yeah.
we're, whoever our third base coach, Joey Cora, he's ready to send us, because we
Yeah.
know as our outfielders were playing shallow, because we know the ball doesn't get there, but other teams might not. But that's all part of being into the game, not just physically mental side of the game, the fundamentals of knowing where your outfielders are, how many outs are there, what's the situation. All fundamental things that we sit here and we laugh at because it sounds trivial, but those are things that wins games. Know when to be aggressive, know when not to be.
And there's room
I
for
saw a lot
improvement
this past year.
from-
Yes, I saw a
yeah.
lot this past year where they were aggressive, but now you got to hone in that aggressive and make it, smart aggression, and learn from those things. And I think fundamentals is something that can help this team get that much better with the pieces that they've added.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, baseball season is a grind, right? It's 162 games. It can feel like a lull at sometimes. There are some teams that have the luxury of maybe getting checked out a little bit, right? Like where they're just, all right, yeah, I'm not completely in it. Like it's the dog days of summer. The Pirates aren't a team that's ever going to have that luxury, right? You're never going to be in. Yeah, what's the quote from the movie Miracle? You think you're good enough to win on talent alone? Gentlemen, you do not have enough talent to win on talent alone. And that's just the reality of the market size that they play in. You have to be completely checked in and in tune to every situation from the first pitch to the final out. And if you find the way you win games, the way you can steal wins, is by finding a way to occasionally tag up from first to second when the outfielder's not paying attention on those deep fly balls, to steal before the guy's even in the windup, and maybe create a double steal situation. Just those small little things you can do on the bases, in the field, pickoff plays, just certain little things that don't necessarily show up a ton on the box score, and they might happen in the third or fourth inning, but they can influence games and they can influence series. And that's how you stack up wins and steal a couple victories and probably finish ahead of teams that you shouldn't finish ahead of in the standings.
I mean, before Mark says his, look at 2013 when we clinched in Wrigley. That play at the plate. That right there is a perfect example of fundamentals, things looking crazy, but people being where they should. And it wasn't the cleanest baseball play, but it was a fundamental play where guys were where they were supposed to. And those are things that you look around, that's where they're missing. If you're already missing on the big parts, those things are going to be even magnified, even more.
All right, Mark, finish us off. What is your New Year's resolution? You are muted.
Muted.
There we go. All right.
There we go.
My final resolution for the Pirates here would be to win the close ones. So it's very similar to what Josh was saying, where fundamentals, you can really win on the margins with that. But the Pirates lost 35 one-run games last year. That's the most the Pirates have lost since 1986, per Alex Stumpf. And so that was also second or first in the majors. The Braves were right along that 30 range as well. But 35 games that you could have won by one run, that you ended up losing by one run. And for the Pirates to get to the postseason again, they're going to have to win those close games. They're going to have to play fundamental baseball. They're going to have to be locked in for an entire 162-game season. We're going to have to see Don Kelly making the right bullpen moves. We're going to have to see some guys step up. We referenced Henry Davis earlier in this episode. Maybe we can get him to start having an offensive breakout. Just a little bit more, to just a tiny, tiny bit more offense. And this team will be right there in the thick of the postseason race come September. So we'll see. I mean, a lot of that season was Derek Shelton managing last year. I think one of the big criticisms was when we got to those close games, it didn't feel like we could ever seal the deal. Are we going to be more aggressive on the base paths towards the end? My big resolution for the Pirates would just be win those close ones however you can, because this team, like you said, no, it just doesn't have the talent to ride it out and just say, if we lose some close ones, whatever, we'll still be 5 games ahead in the division, no big deal. They're going to need every single one of those one-run games. So locking in for those moments when the game is that close it's what the Pirates need to really take the next step.
Yeah. And I think in any sport, the good teams find a way to win close games, right? Yep. Like, it's in professional sports, there are so many teams at the end of the season where you look, they'll finish in last place and you look at their game notes and it says, they were in this amount of one-score games in the NFL and the NBA, maybe not as much in the NBA, but like in Major League Baseball and the NHL, these are all professional athletes. The margin of error is very slim, right? But like we've noted, good teams consistently find a way to be on the right end of those mistakes. They force the opposition to put the wrong guy in that situation out of the bullpen, to make the wrong throw to the wrong spot, to feel pressure and swing at the wrong pitch, to do all of those things that they shouldn't do, because the good teams know that they're going to come through. And that's that confidence that they've been missing, I think. I think the Pirates know that the margin of error is so slim that they have to play perfect baseball. And I think they've been playing pretty tense, especially, last season. At the beginning of the year, there was a level of pressure on them that I don't think they were comfortable with. This year, they're going to have that pressure still exists. Like, there's going to be a hostility among the ballpark if you do not start strong this year.
Embrace it.
If you're a Pittsburgh Pirate.
Embrace it.
Yes, and let that fuel you to be great rather than, fuel you to be scared. So you got to figure out a way to get it done.
That was beautiful. And to end on that note, Clint Hurdle used to say it to us all the time. We used to be like, man, he keeps saying this. And like, not that we didn't like hearing it, but like, all right, man, you keep saying it. But it made so much sense. Even after wins. And Noah, I don't know if he said it while you were there, but he was like, all we got to do is score one more run than the other team. Yep. And it sounds so simple, but we go back and look at those years. I think we had a lot of one-run ball games that we won, because he would always say, the game does not know it's important, whether it's the first inning or the ninth inning. The game don't know it's important. He said, all we got to do is score one more run than the other team to win. And however that was, that's why guys took it upon themselves, made the play in the field or backed up. Hey, how do we keep this way to where we can score one more run? And I know it sounds so cliche, so trivial, but Mark, to your extent, winning the close ones, one-run ball games, it's a reason they make a stat about it.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, I have another New Year's resolution. It is to eclipse the 1,000 subscriber mark here on Bucco territory. I want to remind everyone to help us get there. We can't get there by ourselves. I mean, I guess we could create a whole bunch of YouTube accounts and get us over the edge, but I'd rather us get there organically. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and keep tuning in. We've got a lot more good stuff coming here in 2026. Fellas, any final thoughts as we enter a new year of Pirates baseball?
Happy New Year again, and hit that subscribe button.
New year, new team, new outcome for the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm ready for 2026. This is going to be the year, guys. This is going to be the year. Finally.
It's going to be a year.
It's
I don't
gonna
know
be
if
a
it'll
year,
be the year. It'll be a great year of content here on YouTube from us at Bucco Territory or wherever else you get your podcasts. We look forward to continue growing. We have a lot of fun plans in store for the year ahead, for the season ahead, and we look forward to taking you all along for the ride with us. He's Josh Harrison. He's Platinum Key, a.k.a. Mark. I'm Noah Hiles, signing off, saying Happy New Year, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Bucco Territory here on the Foul Territory Network.